Here we go, first ball of the match. Nothing better than getting a game started and hearing the sound of leather on willow. Straight to the fielder. Comfortable single if they take it.
Lovely shot to start the innings. Unfortunate they just couldn't find a gap.
Misses everything.
A bit of frustration after that shot. Went after it, but just couldn't lay a bat on it.
Great shot. Placement exquisite.
You could see by how it whistled away to the boundary just how sweetly this was timed.
Finch, I don't think, will be too happy with their bowler at the moment.
Yep.
There'll be one run here for them. The team will be after a positive innings from this batter. A great opportunity to come in and put some runs on the board.
Yep.
They've picked the gap. Perfect timing.
Good return, back from the deep. And they're away and nicely off the mark.
That's gone all the way, right out of the middle.
There was a bit of width on that, and they've climbed into the shot to send it up and over for 6.
Questions will begin to be asked. Should the captain make a change? A big over that one. Too many loose deliveries. Head over the ball. Great shot. That's racing away.
Well, that was a really solid shot. Read the length early to get onto the front foot, and that raced away for 4.
Don't need to do anything special. Line and length is the key. Clip neatly off the pads. Should get 4.
Well, it was hammered away, timed perfectly and placed into the gap.
A little short on that occasion. Needs to adjust the length slightly to be just a little fuller. Too short on this pitch. And as we've seen already, it makes it very easy to score.
Now that was beautifully struck with a perfect straight bat.
Do they go full? Do they go short? A lot to ponder after the boundary. Great shot through the gap. Perfect timing.
Onto the front foot early, placed it perfectly into the gap. Timed it nicely for 4 more.
Wow, that's missed the lot.
Stark with a superb delivery. Got them trying to drive, but messing everything up.
Middle that one. Great timing.
That's just silly. The power on that shot is incredible. That's the sort of shot you want to see at a cricket match.
Playing all their shots in that over. A very expensive over. The right-arm fast bowler is coming into the attack from the Randwick end. Hit that hard. Nailed it.
Caressed that nicely through the gap to the boundary.
Cummins shouldn't be too worried about that last ball. They've got them playing their shots. Just need to tighten their areas now. Oh my, that's racing away.
It just looks so easy. Gets onto the front foot and eases through the ball. They can just stand and admire that shot.
Right off the middle of the bat.
The 50 comes up between this pair. It's been a strong partnership so far. A lot of people in the dressing room will be hoping it can continue. No surprise there to see that one called a wide.
Huge shot. That's a massive shot. Just incredible.
Well, enough leverage there to get a good swing of the arms under it to get it over the rope.
Getting nicely settled at the crease now. Would have been really happy with that last shot. Nice shot.
That was seen so early. The timing was brilliant and that has stayed hit. Fantastic.
Shots are certainly being played at the moment. Some good batting mixed in with a little bit of good fortune. That's 2 boundaries in 2 balls. Flew away with pace. Brilliant timing.
That's just silly. The power on that shot is incredible. That's the sort of shot you want to see at a cricket match.
Over. India are none for 69. Zampa, the spinner, coming into the attack. Onto the front foot. Super shot. Should be 4.
The fielder could only pick that up off the boundary rope. Punched that away through the covers with exquisite timing.
Nicely played.
Managed to get onto the front foot early and just incredible power to loft that one over the boundary.
What else do they have in their bag of tricks? Not much seems to be working at the moment. Can't get that outside the ring field.
Hit that well off the back foot, but couldn't beat the field.
Wait there.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
Yep.
Got forward well and was able to drive the ball. A lovely shot and good running.
Very sweet off the bat and 4 all the way.
That went all the way up toward the grandstand for 4, driven away nicely.
15 runs added there. India are none for 84. The right arm medium bowler is coming on to bowl in the Randwick end. Great timing, right off the meat of the bat.
A good way to push up the run rate. They'll be 50 in no time with shots like that.
You can see how good this pitch can be for batting. You want the player coming forward, but it's a tight margin. Only a touch full and put away, right out of the middle.
That's a brilliantly aggressive shot. Gets onto the front foot and it's flown over the boundary.
They shouldn't get too discouraged with that last ball. First step as a bowler is to get the batter playing, which they've managed. If they can find the right spot, the reward will eventually come. Gone! Excellent catch, close to the bat.
Really tried to push the scoring along and managed to do so for a while, but in the end, it's just one risk too many.
Coming to the wicket, they'll be looking to play within the V early and expand as they get settled. Picks the gap perfectly.
This is where they can be so good because they were so quick to get back and onto this.
Always difficult to focus after what happened last ball, but you just got to stay positive and believe the wicket will come. Beaten on the drive.
That's wild. Nothing elegant about that shot. Just not timing it at all. It's poor play.
Timed it nicely. They'll look for a couple, you'd think. A couple on offer here.
Exquisitely down the front foot. A gorgeous looking drive. Could have been worth more.
Really playing all their shots that over. Really expensive. Zampa and the Paddington end.
Not a great delivery, got it full and lucky not to be hit to the boundary.
That's right off the meat of the bat.
That is an amazing half century, just mammoth stroke making. An impressive stint at the crease so far. Well, that's the 50. Blink and you'd miss it. There has been some really good batting strokes, just masterful play.
That's right out of the middle of the bat.
You can't fault that shot. Nicely played and it was 4 runs all the way.
Wonderful batting at the moment. Back-to-back boundaries, putting the pressure on the bowler to respond.
That's it.
Times it nicely.
No point running for that one. That was 4 off the bat. Beautiful shot off the front foot.
Perfect technique and placement.
You just can't hit it any better than that. Drilled it. No chance there for the fielders.
A good contest here at the moment. 4 off the last ball, and it'll be interesting to see how the bowler can respond. Nicely played. Perfect timing.
That was a boundary the moment the ball left the bat. Can't time that any better. Perfection.
Three more fielders can be moved outside the circle. Super piece of timing.
Everything was right about it. The footwork to get back and then the bat coming through the ball beautifully.
Tried for something a bit different the last ball. The captain shouldn't mind that. If they get it right, they might just get the wicket.
Yep.
Great shot, but it's not going to beat the fielder.
Go!
Decisive running might have gotten to. Looking back at it, I'd say they'd have made it easily. So in the end, poor running.
That's going a long way. What a shot that is.
Perhaps that slipped out of the hand a little during the release. Sharma didn't mind and sent it high and handsome over the boundary rope for 6.
A boundary off the last ball. Is it a sign they're trying to push the run rate?
Right there.
Thought it got past them, but a fantastic dive to cut it off.
Yep. Yep.
Great shot. At least one on offer. A brilliant over for the batting side. Not so for the bowlers.
Yep. Power.
well placed, should get a single.
Yep.
Just about timed that perfectly.
Good running, just finding the gap, and that allows for rotation of the strike and keeps the pressure on the bowlers.
Waiting.
Sharma shakes their head. It was there to be hit, but couldn't make the most of it.
Ease through the field. There'll be runs here.
Tucked it nicely into the gap. Pick up a single, rotate the strike.
Yep.
Good piece of fielding to stop some runs.
They make it home, but there should never have been the chance for a run out in the first place.
End of the over. 4 off it. India are 1 for 141. Cummins coming back into the attack. That's off the middle of the bat.
Not needed. A poor line and length. Not much effort needed to hit that to the boundary.
I'd like to see them aim for the top of off now. As a bowler, you've got to make them play on your terms. Absolutely nailed it.
Solid partnership. 50 so far. Now it's time to really build a big score.
Cummins is finding it difficult to contain this pair at the moment. My advice would be to go back to your stock delivery and move on from there. Goes up and over for 6. That's the positive option.
Crunch. On the front foot and bang. Gone all the way.
It can be very disheartening seeing good deliveries smacked around. Sometimes you just got to accept it and move on. Couldn't have hit that any better.
Avoided the fielders. 1 bounce and 4. Fantastic shot.
Sharma has got the big shot away this over. Now they can focus on playing the next ball on its merits.
Yep.
There'll be runs here.
It's a fantastic century. There's been some masterful strokes and it's been composed